Hello, team leaders of Bicycle for Poland. This is Churi again, and today we will see the parts of team standards regarding building. So this is Building Academy, the first phase of team standards. So let's get started. To begin with, of course, building is the phase where people start to work together and understand who is in the team, what the team is about, and what is set to achieve together, and what's their individual contribution to it. And as we said before, inside of each phase of team standards, we have three elements, three steps, let's say. And inside of each step, we have different elements. So the first step is team creation. And the elements that we have inside are, on the first place, transition. So all of the things that the team leader, when it's selected, receives. So we need to ensure that the predecessor will transfer all knowledge and tools available. And next to each of the elements, you will see always which of the global learning environments can be used to take this, to make it happen, basically. So as you can see, most of them are included here because transition is something that can be done in different environments. We can have like virtual calls, we can read materials virtually, we can go to conferences such as NATCO, where team leaders and VPs elects were invited and they were learning a lot about their new roles that they will have. Then also in one-to-ones, because many times we have individual meetings with our predecessors to learn about the role and so on, and team spaces and team circles, because in the same way during the conferences or during transition weekends of team leaders and EVs, we are also getting transition. Then, of course, we have functional skills and core competences. So team leader and also every team member needs to understand what functions and teams are, what is the function about, so what is the value proposition of the product that we are running, for example, in the project, what are the competences that each person needs in the team to make it happen and to do the job. And then we have team rules. So after we understood everything about our project and what we will do, we need to set the rules for the team, the expectations, so co-create the basic norms and the expected behaviors from everyone in order to achieve our goal as team. And after each of the steps, you will see that there is a part, like a more detailed part. This is extracted from the blue code, and we will not be dealing with this during the videos, but you can read it because this will be asked during the test for certification. So make sure you check it because it's also very cool, and it tells you when to implement the stuff, and it goes more in detail. Yes, and then of course, after team creation, we have team plan. Team plan includes the team purpose, so creating a picture of success for the whole team and connecting it with the individual. So every time that we start a new team, we need to make sure that we know where we're going and what's that amazing thing that we imagine for the team that we want to deliver. And everybody needs to be connected to that. Of course, we also need goals, so what are the targets and how are we going to measure? We need strategy, so what are we going to do? What are the activities that we're going to implement? What do we want to focus on to achieve our goal? And we need to have clear JDs for each person in the team and a timeline. So understand that exactly what is our role and our contribution and when we're going to be doing each of the things that we are planning. And at the same time, budget, because of course money makes the world go round, and we know that in ISEC, even though we are a non-for-profit organization, we use the money that we get from people who decide to go on exchange and to come to our country to invest it in doing actually more exchanges. And of course, team development goals. So as a team, we need to decide what do we want to develop as a team, what each of us can contribute to the team in order to achieve the goals and to do a better job. And again, here you can see more in detail how to implement each of the things. So when to create the team purpose and how to do it, when to create the team goal and how to do it, how to deal with having the JDs, the timeline, the budget, the team development goals. So this is very important, so please take a read at that. And the last thing is individual plan. This should happen during the one-to-one that each team leader should have on the first month with each of their team members. So we have initial LDA that we take in EXPA. Currently in EXPA 3 it is not working, so you can actually do it in EXPA 2. You will have the link of EXPA 2 available in the PDF material for this video. Of course, we need a personal development plan, which is what we will be doing during the one-to-one. And this should include competence development plan. So it doesn't mean that you have to go through the whole competence model and think exactly what you want to develop and make a super detailed plan, but mostly generally we need to understand what are the things that we need to know about them. It's usually very simple. For example, there is one thing that everybody who is in operations should understand, that is customer obsessiveness. So you can focus on that and think how you want to develop that. Then we have personal functional goals. So you are in a team that is working for ISEC and for ISEC to do exchanges. So how we are going to do exchanges and what part of the whole customer flow is your responsibility, and what are those goals that you are going to be measuring in EXPA or outside of EXPA, but that always are going to bring exchanges. And we need to put the goal. So for example, you can put as a goal for your whole experience to deliver 10 approvals, or even, I don't know, deliver 20 realizations, from which 18 will be completed, and so on. And then we have individual action plans, so making plans for achieving the personal development and operational goals throughout the team experience in accordance to the values and the competences, of course. And remember that always the personal goals should be related to ISEC work. We cannot put, for example, as a personal goal that we want to learn Chinese, because this is not something that we do in ISEC. It can be something that ISEC can help you achieve because you meet people who speak Chinese, for example, but this is not the job that we do in ISEC. So, for example, things that can be the personal goal are, I don't know, public speaking or partnership management, because you will be like talking to schools and NGOs and companies that would like to receive EPs. So those are the kind of things that we should tackle. And then we have here this link called bit.ly/PTP guide, where if you're a team leader and you're still unsure on how to conduct a one-to-one or a personal development plan, you can actually go there and you will find a template and a video on how to use it. And of course, here you can check everything about how to implement initial LDA and personal development plan. Something that is also very interesting about Blue Code, and you will also receive in the PDF materials, is a team leader calendar. So you can check here in which week you should do everything, and of course, most of the things that happen in building should happen in the first 3 weeks. So everything that is inside of building actually should happen in the first 3 weeks. If we are taking more time than that, it's actually too long, and we are delaying the process of, like, we're delaying the starting of operations and the results that our team is supposed to be bringing. So we need to ensure that everything will happen in those first 3 weeks and that we can be efficient. And also something very important is that here in this booklet you will find that it's also counted week 0. So this is all the time that is before you actually receive your members. So most of team leaders, for example, that started their teams in February were selected way before in January. So you had a lot of time to prepare, to have transition and so on. So we need to make sure that in those weeks we are actually using them wisely. So that was all for the building phase. I hope you enjoyed, and see you soon for performing.